All right, welcome everybody. Welcome. I'm Govier Go Home, and believe it or not, but it is actually Saturday. It's definitely not Sunday like the thumbnail suggests. I'm not that far in the future, and no, I cannot tell you tomorrow's winning lottery numbers. But we can take a look at this kit that I've been working on, which is pretty cool. And I'm going to continue working on it, and you'll be able to see how this thing turns out. I'm nowhere near done, by the way, but I will catch you up on kind of what I have done. But first, because I always like to say hi to everybody who shows up, we have got. I'm just going to kind of go up here. M&M Rails and Mr. Brian Ferguson. BN Ironwood, which will be live at 9 o'clock tonight. So go check out BN Ironwood. Let's see. Todd Armstrong. How's it going, Todd? And Ronald. How's it going, Ronald? Welcome, everybody. Trains by Perry. Hey, Perry. And I'm pretty sure I saw Canadian Locomotive Logistics. How's it going? And we also have, was it Ravenhawk? Yeah, Ravenhawk. How's it going? Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Yeehaw. How's it going? Welcome, everybody. DMRJ. Hello. Okay, so if I missed anybody, I'm sorry, but hello. So this is the kit that I have been working on for the last several weeks. This is an ITLA wood kit. It's called the Tri-State Fabricator. And it's a really big building. There's so many different ways you can build it. And it has the color-coded instructions. And it gives you, of course, all the different variations. There's about 4 different sizes of walls that you can choose from. And you can build it in the backdrop flat, or square, or whatever kind of shape these are. But this is kind of what I went with. This here, now I did have this in 3 sections, but I've slowly been assembling it. And the main reason for that is because when I put this up against a flat wall, it gives me exactly how far this needs to be from the wall, and this side how far this needs to be from the wall, because this side is a little bit longer or deeper than this side. So I've had to kind of piece this together little by little. And then on top of that, you'll notice that I have all my pilasters, and also the cornice is on as well, which there's 2 layers. We'll get a bit closer there and we'll take a look at that. But yeah, so the pilasters, they cover all the seams so that it looks like one continuous wall as opposed to a bunch of puzzled sections side by side. And I didn't have to cut these to length. These were already the correct length. And then the pilaster at the top there basically is the correct height, or the largest one is the correct height that fills in from the top of the cornice to the very top of the structure. There's a smaller piece that goes right across the top there. You can add it, you can disregard it. I decided to add it because it makes it look a little bit nicer. And then of course I've capped off the whole top as well. There was a nice trim piece for the top, and you do have to cut those down to length, of course, when you're adding them, because he gives you so many strips, and then you have to basically cut it to fit. As far as leftover pieces, because they do give you enough to do this whole thing, but this is really like I had 2. What's this? I don't know what this is. I had 1 whole extra pilaster, and there's a little bit of the top stripping left. I don't know if I'm going to use this for anything. I have no idea yet, but we'll find out. I don't want to throw it away yet, but we'll see if there's anything else for it. So As well, I did, for a lot of these sections, I added in the top and bottom part of each window. And I've also put the window frame in each of the windows as well. Now, one thing that I didn't notice before is that two windows in particular, are supposed to be bricked up. So I found these in the sprue, or the wood sprue. Yeah, we'll call it a wood sprue. So I'm gonna have to paint these like brick, and then detail them up to make it look like, I'm not even sure where these are gonna go yet, but I gotta make it look like these have been windows that were bricked up. There is another couple of options here, and I didn't get a chance to paint these yet. It's been so cold out that I haven't been able to do any painting outdoors. But I've got a couple of pieces here that are the same size as your window frame, but it's like a shutter or vent system on there. And then on this one here, you can see that there's like a little fan at the bottom. So I got to paint it first, the window frame, and then I can go and I can paint the little vent, and then I'll put it in. But until I can get outside and spray, I kind of have to wait on that as well. I've been digging into the all the detail parts as well, just to kind of get a look and see what I'm working with. So now, for those of you who aren't aware, you get a whole bunch of mini print stuff, 3D printed parts with this kit. So much. There's a lot of parts. And one of the things is this right here, that the very top of it. You get the styrene rod, but you get that as well. And what this is you put this like right about there, and it's supposed to almost like I forget the name of it. It gutters out the water from the roof so that it all doesn't, fill up with water when it rains, and it drains like a drain, or a, what are they called? Eaves trough? No, that's not it. I don't know, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm showing you what it does. So, anyways, so yeah, you get the pieces. It goes right down the side there. You can attach it. A collector? Yeah, sure. A collector of water, a rain gutter collector thing. But yeah, I've got 4 of them, so I'll be needing to paint all these, and then they get attached to the side. I showed you guys this last week. This is the loading dock. I've already painted that. I have to detail it still. And these are the stairs for it. And you can put it kind of like right there, with the stairs right beside. And then, of course, the truck will pull up, and then there's a garage door and whatnot. Very cool. Very, very cool. Air conditioner. I still have to finish the detail stuff for that. And then I've got a bunch of vents and whatnot that I'm going to work on today as well. Drain pipe, sure. Yeah, something like that. You know what I'm talking about. Hey, Brad, how's it going? Thank you. Floyd, how's it going? If I missed anybody else, I'm sorry. And of course, this part here, which is only half painted, I'm going to paint the other half. Well, I just have to paint the bottom half gray because it goes inside here. It's like a little room. You go in, you go up the stairs, and then the door is right here. So I gotta paint that, just the bottom, just so it matches this. And then I'm gonna do a few other things. I do want to use my black ink and do some of that as well, but I'd like to paint some of the bottom. And I also want to cut out and mark my roof pieces. It's better I do it now than wait till I have a whole bunch of detail stuff on it and whatnot. So we'll get started with that. I just got to turn this whole thing around. We'll look at it from the back side. So you do get some of this. It's almost like a thicker cardstock type stuff. And what you want to do is that, but then I wonder, you know what? Use this flat edge because it does look very flat. I learned a new word. Now, I got a chance to put this on the layout already to get a good look at where it's going to go and whatnot, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. It seems like the area is a lot bigger than what I originally thought, but that's okay. It just means that I'll be able to fit 2 buildings in that area as opposed to just this one. So I got to now think of a second building to put almost right beside this. But I have an idea of what I want to do. Because I don't want it to look like the same type of building. I want it to look a little bit different. Yeah, it looks good. That should be... okay, so it's 1.5. I just want to double check. What was off by... Was that a 16th? I like to mark it and then cut it, even though I'm just cutting it right after. And it's because if I accidentally sneeze or move my hand, then at least I'll know where I'm supposed to cut it. So that will just fit right like that. I'm gonna have to do a bunch of these. Let's see. I'm sure this is gonna get tougher and tougher as I go. but I will manage, I think. We'll see what happens anyways. But I think I cut that one really, really good, or really well. Hey, John, how's it going? Welcome. Yeah, who's following all the announcements? I think we've got from Bowser, we've got the RS1, and we've got a second run of SD40-2Ws, which I mean, like, they're gonna use the heck out of that tooling until it's no longer good, right? Might as well do it now. Yeah, I sent Mark a picture of all those Santa Fe's that got announced by Rapido. He was pleased, but I don't think his wallet was pleased, because there sure is a lot to choose from. Now, for most of these other guys, I didn't see really anything that was, wow factor, right? I didn't, I wasn't too impressed. It seems like my wallet is pretty safe, I guess, except for the whole Bowser thing. But it's only because I didn't get them from the first run. I waited on that. Willow Creek, how's it going? Oh, right, I still gotta cut that one. Yeah, like the only live that I really saw today was Rapido's announcement, which again, I mean, dry for me, but I'm sure there's some Santa Fe guys out there. Might be one or two. Unless it's just Mark. Okay, let's see here. Okay. This is going to be great to add structural, whatchamacallit, to the kit as well. What do they call it? Structural integrity or something like that? I don't remember. I'm going to have to add the grip tape stuff to this as well, which I'm okay with. because it always works really well for me. Lauren went live. They did a live right near the beginning of the day. I guess I got it out of the way bright and early. So I guess it depends on where you are in the building, right? Or which building you're in and all that. Okay, so the next thing I gotta do is figure out I'm gonna have to do some math here. Mental math. I'm not gonna try and do it out loud. But we'll see what happens. Let's see. This goes here. And yeah, this is where it makes it a little bit more difficult. Three inches. 3 inches. Okay, so I think, whoops. I think it's okay if from here, that should be the same as that. So it's 1.5 inches. So go 1.5 inches, which would be right here. Okay. And this whole thing's gotta somehow line up. I'm still not completely sure about this, but we're going to try it anyways. Because this has to go like this, and then has to go okay. I'm going to see about doing this side. Might have to just piece it together, to be honest with you. So saying that's 3, yeah, it's 3 inches. So 3 inches from there. But I think I have to go further because I have to. Okay, I'm going to do it this way. I think this might be actually easier. Okay, I just want to double check this because it's really hard to measure when you got thing. That's exactly 3 inches. Okay, so I think that this piece should with a capital should be okay. Don't know about you guys, but doing this stuff live, kind of slightly nerve-wracking. So if I mess up, that's probably why. This building's kind of big. It's easy to run out of room on here. When I started doing the kit builds more frequently when I was at my old house, my big desk, which is now my work desk, is what I was using as my kit build thing. And this little white one here, this white table that you're seeing here, that was my computer desk. Now it's like the opposite, which I must say isn't as convenient. So there's that. But you know, I'll make do. Scupper. Yeah, that might be the name of it. I'd have to look in the book, but because the actual name of it is in the book. Okay, I'll look in the book. Roof drainage scuppers. Yes, they are scuppers. It's a weird name. I like my name better. Drainage thingies. Can't tell me you guys haven't been to the Home Depot. Ask them where the drainage thingies are. You know, they point you right down the right aisle. They know what you're talking about. I make my own scuppers because no one molds them. Not completely true, Todd. Check this out. If you need scupper, well, I mean, you make your own anyway, so I don't think it matters. But see that little scupper on the top of the styrene there? That is mini prints. Mini print scuppers. Mini scuppers. Now, what do they cost when you don't buy them in the kit? I have no idea. I didn't do a deep dive into scuppers. Scupper deep dive. But Bernard over at Mini Prints will definitely have those for you if it's something that you are looking for. Now, why would it do that? That's what I'm interested to know. You know what? I think that's fine. I think that'll be good. Oh, that's too much. Still too much. Or not enough, I should say. There we go. Now, I like to use a ruler with the cork backing to it because it grips onto whatever you're cutting, so nothing slips. All right, bingo bango. I think we've got a roof piece here. And for the most part, will work. And I will have to do something about it where it stays in place. But yeah, that's your roof there. Whoop. But I'm not going to you know, lock it in yet. I'm going to have to put the stuff on the top of it. Can you see that? Either way, looks good. I think it looks good. And they give you a bunch of this other stuff too. I don't know what I would do with it, but I'm going to save it. Waste not, want not. Waste not, want not. So we're going to do that. And I'm going to hang on to that because it might come in handy for some other project. I wonder if I have any of that grip tape still. Will save me from going to the local skate emporium. And maybe I can show you guys now. Got like odd pieces here, but I don't know if it'll cover it. We're gonna try. I'd like to try. Can I try? Absolutely. Okay, so for those who don't know and who've never seen me do this on the roof of a building before, shame on you. I'm just kidding. So this here, it looks like sandpaper, right? You can use it as sandpaper because it's basically sandpaper. The cool thing about this is that it's got a sticky backing to it. I used to skateboard, And this is the stuff that's on the top of the skateboard. We call it grip tape. And it's basically for when you do tricks and whatnot, you flip the board and all that. It grips your shoe a little bit, and then it helps with the science. So I started using this because I had a bunch left over from my skate days. And I'm like, that looks really good because that almost looks like, either shingle or, some type of tar because it's got a little bit of a sparkle to it. You can even sand that down and, make a doll. You can paint it any color. But yeah, just kind of show you. This piece is probably, yeah, it's too small. Ooh. Is it? Is it too small? Yeah, it's too small. Too small for there, anyways. Hmm. That'll probably work. Okay, I'm going to start with a big section, like right here. Like, I've got a whole bunch of scrap pieces, which is great. Again, waste not, want not. It's like, what is it, $10? Well, geez, when I used to do this, it was $10, and you'd get like a full 3 feet by something. And I just stick it on, and then there's no drying time for this because it's sticky. And just make sure you're using a sharp knife, and it will cut it. I might even spray this black after. It'll have the detail. No K-pop. No K-pop. First and last time in a skate shop. Dude, you look too old to shred pipes. Yeah, I don't skate. It's from my mom. That's funny. Yeah, me and Avril, we go way back. Only thing I don't like is that when you use an X-Acto knife on the sandpaper side, it's like you're not using that knife for anything else, are you? So, like a one-time knife thing. But I think this one is, it served its purpose. I cut a bunch of stuff with it, so it's going to get replaced. Almar, how's it going? That's what I was going to ask. I didn't see what the question was. So yeah, it doesn't take much, especially if you're just attaching it to, well, this is cardstock. I've attached it to plastic, you know, styrene, the regular stuff for like Walther's kits. And it works fine. Now, I do want to trim this a little bit because I think that looks gross. So I'm going to trim that down. Because I think I got a straighter line from the grip tape than I did on the actual. I'll probably paint this black as well. Do like the black over it. I think that would be better. So we're going to disregard that green there. So far, so good, I think. Right? It's, oh yeah, I guess I can't. I got to do it the other way. I'm going to finish this first, and then we'll look at it. Do I have any decent sized pieces? Oh, here we go. Here's a big piece. Whoops. And it's still not big enough. Okay, well. I do want to cut that though. So the green tape is going to hold it. We'll hold them together. It's strong enough. I'm not worried about that. And then this grip tapey stuff here is just going to be mostly cosmetic, but it as well, it's going to hold a lot of this together, even though it's not the primary thing as well. It's in multiple pieces here. I'm just being frugal about this. I could go out and get one slice of this stuff and do this whole thing, but it's such a skinny, like it's backdrop building, you know, there's the roof is very small. Why bother? This piece is pretty good here. And if you line it up right beside it, If that fits perfectly, I'm gonna be so happy. It doesn't, but I'm going to make it work. Now, again, I know a lot of people have different ways of doing things. This is just the way that I do this. Don't feel that you necessarily have to do it this way. This is just how I do it. Now, of course, as well, you can add some weathering to this roof as well. You don't want to leave it probably just plain because of all the weather and whatnot that happens on the roof. Hopefully this works. It should be more like. There we go. And then the paint will cover that. And then, of course, if you put billboards and whatnot up there, won't be able to tell anyways. Yep. Oh, absolutely. You can still weather that. I suggest instead of using like a brush, I would use powder on that, just because the sandpaper will ruin your brush anyways. Spray it, and then yeah, you can use a powder on there. But I'm going to take that off for now, and I'm going to do some other stuff here with this. But that's the roof, so that's good. So roof done. And I didn't even use up all this stuff. I've still got some pieces left for other stuff. for other projects. Okay, what was the next thing? What did I want to do next? I know I wanted to wash this, but I think time is up. I think what I want to do is the gray. Speaking of billboards, you need to check out Steve's building signs on his build. Incredible. They look great. Oh, I did see that. Yeah. He does a really good job. Again, he'll be live at 9 o'clock. Is it 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock? I think it was 9 o'clock. Because normally I go for about 2 hours. I don't know if that's going to be the case here tonight, but we will see. That was very easy. And done. I'm going to do that with some of this. Now, this is the only problem with having this piece be all weird shaped. So I'm going to have to be careful. I didn't tape this off here. Yep. So I'm just being extra careful with this big sponge. Oh, it's past Mark's bedtime. 9 this week. Ted is at Amherst. Hopefully everything's going well at Amherst. Again, I didn't see really any crazy announcements, you know. Kind of lackluster, you know. But whatever. I can tell you what I wish they did, but without them actually doing it, it's a whole other story. Okay. This is fun, right? What do you want to see from the manufacturers? So, I mean, Rapido's already answered my call with all the Go trains, right? You've got your delivered single level car, Hawker Siddeley car. I've been asking for that for years. Uh, Same thing with the GP40 TC. The fact that they're doing a box set, I hope it's a really nice box, kind of like how they did the Tempo. If you remember the Tempo box, it's a really big box with the 3 cars in the locomotive, and it was red with the white, very CN-esque, right? I hope it's just like that, but like green and white. You know, maybe a poster, maybe a book. It would be amazing to have a like a Go Transit book. Yeah, something like that with like lots of pictures. Picture books, the best kind to read. Hey, well, with the prototype photos, I mean, you want to look at the photos of the trains. But anyways, even the APCUs, I was really disappointed that there was no F40s though. I got to tell you that 500 series with the Go Transit F40s, I was really banking on that. I really wanted it to happen. But I mean, getting all that as an announcement, like in one announcement, I feel greedy asking for anything more. But the other one that I've really been waiting for is like Jeep Nines, like the O&R Jeep Nines. With the what are they called? The scuba tanks or whatever on top, whatever they're called, the tubes. It's a high nose Jeep Nine. The 1600 series, I want to say. Kind of like in my profile picture there. I always put it at the beginning and at the end. Or no, is it at the beginning? Yeah, I think it's the beginning one because the end one is a Jeep 38. Wonder how bad this smells. Gross. Oh yeah. Got a whiff of that. Jeez. That's gonna singe the eyebrows, as they say. Hopefully this works. But yeah, the F40s would have been really nice, right? Because Rapido's already doing the Via F40s, but they're doing a bunch of special runs for that, which is also great because I've been waiting for the Love the Way. So again, you guys have made lots of announcements recently that I'm just like, do I feel right asking for more? Either way. Hey Nathan, how's it going? But yeah, so F40s in the Go Transit. GP9s. So the high nose GP9 by Ontario Northland. That would be cool. Mahler's Moonshine, that's right. I got my own brew. The cool thing about this is that there's these lines which are basically represent the floors, and you couldn't really see them before because the paint does kind of take away from that. But then when you put the wash on, it does kind of fill in the cracks a little bit there. Same thing with here. There's like brick there. I'm gonna change the color of that, but I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna do that after. High nose GP9 with yeah, the tubes. I'm pretty sure it's the 1600 series because, again, not to be greedy, but if you did the ONR, right, you've got the classic, like the delivered, which was the green, right, and then a lot of those saw the green. Then they saw the chevron, which is the yellow, the pure yellow with the blue chevrons on the side. And then a lot of those continued on to the ON rail, which is the all blue with the kind of orangey yellow cap. So there's three paint schemes right there. Kind of like when Rapido did the F7s, right? You got, the green and white, which I think there was just the one number. I can't remember. It's been a while. You got the chevron as well, and the green and gold. I'm not gonna fix that. So, there's a few variations. That I mean, like that would be neat because, and here's the thing. if any other company besides Rapido did those, it'd be terrible. I'm just saying it because whenever another company does an ONR locomotive or rolling stock, it just seems to be an American prototype with a Canadian logo on it. I know we've had this conversation before, guys, but it's like it's just what it seems to happen. Mind you, the ends of the ONR gondolas were wrong. It's more of a waffle end, but I can see how you would want the consistency so you're not just making one end. It's wasn't that expensive of a car, right? You don't want to spend tons of shillings on a whatchamacallit, a gondola. But I still appreciated those and I still really liked the gondolas. Because the only other company who did those was Proto, I'm pretty sure. Proto 2000. When every time people say Ontario Northland, I think of Northlands, the train place from Flemington, New Jersey. Yeah, they've got that massive canyon, and you see them walking through there to clean it. It's crazy. That place is cool. I've never been personally, but that is cool. It's a cool place. It's hard to believe that there's actually four colors that are in here. There's four different colors. And whether you can see them or not, I'm really hoping that the wash brings them out. Um, here's hoping. They're starting to go down that road of making bespoke parts for different schemes. The last run of E8s had 7 different types of pilot, 3 freight, and 4 passenger for the same run of locomotive. Yeah, that which is really cool because you're getting a lot of these it'll be the plastic shell, but a lot of that shell is interchangeable from what I've seen. And you're piecing out different brass horns and grills and vents and different other parts to it to change like the road name, the era, everything. And it's really cool. Yeah, they do some neat stuff. Ow. Sorry, it was taco night. Um I've been to Northlands and I've been there 3 times. It's amazing. The first time I went with the original owner, but it's bigger than how it looks on screen, and it's even better in person. Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah, most things like that. Yeah, you have to kind of see it to really appreciate it, like see it in person. We'll fix that a little bit. There we go. Oh, no. No, it was a gassy thing in my throat. It was a bubble that was moving around. other stuff. What else would I be interested in model wise? The RS10 number 8558, which is a Via Rail RS10. I know that the RS10s, there was, you know, ONR, Via had the one, and I think it was CP. There are CPs. I wouldn't get the CP, but for all the CP guys, hey, you get my vote. But, you know, again, pipe dream. Geez, I wish Rapida would have done the Charger. I would have been a lot happier with it. I know I've said that about a million times. Are you going to write any via, or am I going to, when the 50th anniversary is coming? I don't know. I don't really, I don't know if I have any plans, like any major plans. I mean, like I've been talking to Bubs, even though he's not here, he's still, you know, like I talk to him all the time. I even talked to him today, and I think the plan in 2027 is that we want to go to Super Train, which is in Calgary, and it's probably Canada's biggest train show, if we even have any left anywhere. But I would love to go to Super Train. That's on my bucket list, and I'm pretty sure that's on his bucket list. And whether we take the Via out there or we fly out there and Via back, I don't know what the plan would technically be because we're not there yet. We haven't you know, planned it out. But yeah, that's something that might happen in 2027. Yeah, the RS10 Via Rail. I'm pretty sure they only had one, and you know Jason needs it because it's right around the same era that he's modeling. Uh, and there is an Ontario Northland one that's still left. It's in Montreal at the what is it called? Loco Works. There's a museum in Montreal, and they have the ONR one. I've always wanted to go there too. I never get out to Montreal. I never get out that way, but you know, I'd like to go check out that museum as well. So that's on the list. I'm pretty sure SMT went there. I'm almost positive. Talked about the high-speed train between Toronto and Quebec. They said it will take $90 billion in 18 years to complete. So I'll be dead. Uh, hopefully not. But I mean, high-speed train, I'll be like, nah, I'm good. I'm sure my kids will probably see it pass by at some point if they care. I don't know if they would. They'd say, hey, look, that guy's going way too fast. And then I'd feel like a hypocrite saying, you know, because my kids like to drive the trains really fast. You know how kids are, right? They got one speed. And I'm always like, no, you got to go prototypical speed. You know, you can't go like you're flying down the track. You'll derail and all that. So they'll see that. They'll see the high speed train and they'll be like, Dad lied to us. They go really fast. I'd like the CN Great Lakes Division GP9. I remember seeing them on the roundhouse at the base of the CN Tower when they were building it. Neat. I love Montreal. It's a fun spot. By then, should I have Star Trek? Yeah, really. Beam me up, Scotty. If anybody knows me and the way I am, I never leave my house anyways. So, me going places? Bah. I got everything right here. I order all my stuff online. It gets delivered to my front door when the mail person is, doing their job properly. And, you know, it's too cold outside anyways. In my opinion, I think Canada and US need high-speed trains instead of too many cars on the road, if you know what I mean. I agree. I grew up in Toronto, the GTA. Shout out Brampton. Don't tell anybody I said that. And like the highway, right? I lived in Toronto like for 25 years. Yeah, 25 years. Yeah. And then moved out here. And then I moved to Ottawa. And the highway is it's just gotten worse, you know? So, and this highway here is no better. They keep widening the highway and it doesn't do anything. But that's just my opinion. I'm one guy. I don't leave my house, so it doesn't really matter anyways. What was the name of the restaurant you and went with Mark? Oh, was that Montana's? I think we went to Montana's. Yes, because I got the burger with the female bacon in it. It's been a while since I've had that. You have to go outside when you want to go to a restaurant. So I don't know. But you know what I heard on the news the other day? Holy moly. And you guys are probably going to think it's so lame, but I don't even care right now because I'm so happy. So when I was little, right, and I'm talking like little, like 7, 8, 9. Whenever my parents were like, "Where do you want to go for your birthday?" Right, because go out to dinner, right? I'm always like, "Yo, we gotta go to the Olive Garden." The Olive Garden is wicked. I love the breadsticks, love the salad. Don't even get me started about, everything else they've got there. Which I mean, like, some people are like, really? Gross. But I'm like, nah, it's so good. Anyways, they left Canada and I was really sad about it. Um, you know, what can you do, right? I don't call the shots around here. But in the news the other day, they said that they're opening 2 locations, one in Ottawa somewhere, and then one in Toronto somewhere, like Vaughan Mills or something in Toronto, and then not too far from me, like I think like 30 minutes. I think it's closer to Mark actually than me. Lucky Mark. Find this guy at the Olive Garden all the time. But yeah, I was really stoked to hear that. So very cool. And they're coming back slowly. So I'm very happy. I like more of the generation than original, to be honest. Star Trek. Yeah, I'm more Star Wars than Star Trek. Sorry, guys. Most people are either one or the other. I prefer Star Wars. And I'm saying this even though like a couple of their movies have been less than, adequate. Chris, I don't know where you live in Canada, but I know that where I live, it's going to be 8 or 10 where I live, and there might be a possibility where I lose power in Pennsylvania. Well, that's no good. Stay safe. Um, I mean, it gets pretty cold up here. I'm on the border of Quebec and Ontario. I could drive to the border in like 30 minutes if there's no traffic, which is not too far from where we went out to eat that time that you were down here, or up here, I should say. I actually do find that interesting about new locations. It looks like they're expanding their business. At least you'll get Olive Garden where you might live. That's right. That's right. I'm very happy. Not everyone's going to be happy. My wife's like, "How can you remember food from like 30 years ago?" And I'm like, "Honey, you got to trust the buds, the taste buds, that is, you know? You just, some things, you know, you take a bite, you sniff something, and it takes you back to that place. Very nostalgic. Very nostalgic. Floyd says he prefers Star Wars as well. Hey, may the Force be with you. I'm just saying, if either one of those was a real life thing, I'm pretty sure I'd rather be a Jedi than a Klingon. Just saying. Hey, Dave, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Because I find it strange that when people say, "How do you remember that?" and I say, "I don't know, I just do." Yeah, you know, it's one of those things, right? Like a sound, a smell, you know, certain things just take you back there, and you're like, bam, it unlocks it, it re-unlocks it in your mind. Some people get it, some people don't. Whatever. Yeah, so just so people know what this tall glass of Kool-Aid is here, this is my moonshine. This is what we'd call 70% alcohol. So I put a cup of that in. And then this stuff here, ow, which is called India ink. And it has a dropper. You don't need too much. I did about 8 droplets in here. Um, it's not too bad. I'll see how it looks when it dries. I might even darken it up a bit. Might go over certain spots. Not entirely sure yet. But I did about 8, and then obviously you mix it, and then you brush it on, and it collects in the certain areas here. And yeah, it adds a bit more depth to things, highlights things, does all that type of stuff. I just brush it on, no big deal. Wash is looking good. Thanks. Jedi for the win. No Jar Jar. Yo, okay, Floyd. Not a lot of people get this. What if he was secretly the bad guy? Like, I'm telling you, you know, playing all dumb and stuff, but like a Sith, you know? He fooled everybody. Sorry, that's a little fan fiction for you. I know we normally do that Fridays on Fan Fiction Fridays, but whatever. Me so dark, Jar Jar. I tend to have good memory, generally speaking, but do you ever feel like you don't remember well on the same? Oh yeah, if you ask me what I did like a week ago, I have no idea. I really don't. Um, Short-term memory, not that great. Even in some cases, long-term, unless I was like wronged or something. That's the kind of stuff I hang on to. Not on purpose. It's just, you know, if it bugs you, it really bugs you. And then it sticks with you, and you're like, wow, I still can't believe that happened. Yeah, some of the key things with this is layers. Gotta do layers. Oh, I guess, Dave, you haven't seen it with the roof on it yet, have you? I made a roof today, so that's kind of cool. I'll put the roof on and I'll show you. Now that it's kind of washed as well. It's all out of shape and sorts because of the fact that it's not, you know, sitting properly. It's like half off at that end, half off at this end. But yeah, there's the roof there. So I understand completely. Sometimes when people get me mad, I tend to remember the bats have more than the good stuff, but actually, generally speaking, but I don't want to get the same time. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Hey, Todd's with it. He knows. Todd gets it. I'm glad I'm not alone on this. I have a bunch of parts, like small parts and whatnot, that I still have to paint. So it's kind of a pain, but what can you do? Where's that little thing of water? Or there was water in it. I'm not sure. With the cost of everything, it keeps going up, so I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, it's kind of hard to paint certain things sometimes because of the fact that it's so cold outside. I'm glad I got a lot of this painted when I did, and it's mostly because of the fact that it's too cold to spray paint now. So I'm kind of just trying to make do with what I got. When I was a kid, my favorite meal out was to drive to Eglinton Road in Scarborough from Oshawa in the family station wagon for dinner at Swiss Chalet, right across from the GO train station. Yeah, Swiss Chalet. It's that's one that's changed a lot over the years. That was another spot. I like the soup. Good soup. But yeah. No, I know. I'm more of a pasta guy myself. I think that's kind of my thing personally. Pasta. Whoops. Do you find it funny, let's say, if someone into jail and then reaches the Kool-Aid and the cooler brand breaks through the jail cell and have a way to escape, and they do? Never thought of it like that. Can't say I have. What about Teddy's? What's Teddy's? Thanks. It's a little flimsy right now because it's not glued in yet. Once it is, it'll not only provide more stability for the building, I guess you can say, but it'll also look good once it's up against the wall. So this is that little room I was telling you about where it goes inward like this. And then this will be on the inside there, which is kind of neat. What does the building represent for your layout that you're making? Well, that's kind of something that I've been thinking about a little bit. I kind of want to do and again, not really, prototypical, but I would love to make this into a Canada Post central hub kind of office thing. I don't know if that makes sense. You know, deliveries by rail and whatnot. And then I've got a bunch of, and I'll show you. These are fun. Walther's Scene Master did these. I've got a couple, but I think it would look great with a bunch of these, parked outside, and along the side of the building there, and then just some wording along the building there that says, "Oh Canada Post" or "Post Office" or something like that, and yeah, just have it like it's rail served. I've got a couple of those, but I'll probably want to get more because 2 just doesn't seem like all that much. But that was one idea. It was the only idea, but it's one idea. You can really make this into a lot of different things. So we'll see what happens. Am I going to put a billboard? I'd like to. I just don't know if I'm going to use the one that it came with. So I'll show you the one it comes with. Now, I didn't even build it yet because I didn't want to. Now, there's signage like this, which is great. Something like that, if that goes up on the wall, that's pretty cool because I can always use the size of that as reference to make, a different sign. That goes up on the wall above the door. That would go like here. But the billboard, this is what I'm making right now. This is that little inset building. So yeah, it's like just inside. It's tucked in. And the billboard Baggins. Here we go. That is Tri-State Fabricators. And it's got the cool kind of old school look to it there. But again, you know, I don't know. I've got the billboard sign from Walthers. I can make it wall mounted, or I can put it on the pole thing. So I haven't really thought about it yet. Great idea, Chris. I got etched metal mirrors for the Walthers Canada Post vans. They look way better. And Bernard makes a Canada Post mailbox now. Oh, neat. Yeah, the little red one, right? That was the original. If you want me to make a billboard that lights up, I'm all in to help you with that. Neat. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure yet what I want to do as far as like billboard and all that. It's tough. It's a tough call. There's there's a lot of options. Um I wonder if I still have it here. I don't know if I've ever showed it or not, but a long time ago, and I do mean a long time ago, I placed an order with a gentleman who owns a company, Dave's Decals. And it was when I did some custom Go Train units. And it required me to do the entire side with a decal. And that's how I did the decal, right? It was like the entire side of it. And I'm like, if you're sending me that, if you've got any other room, can you recreate the billboards from when Apple started doing the iPod? Do you guys remember those commercials where it was bright colors and then it was the silhouette of the person and the only thing that was white was the iPod and like the headphone thing. So you can kind of see the headphones and there's the iPod and the bright pink and the bright green. I just haven't used these yet and I've had them for over 10 years. And it's a decal. You dip it in water, this would come off the backing and then you put it onto whatever it is. And I really want to use this. Like I think not necessarily like this, but like maybe on a billboard. I think this one would probably be, pretty cool on a billboard up like that. But yeah, that's just, that's my thought. That's my thought process. Just in case anybody, because I know you guys asks. So that's my thought. Been wanting to do some of that. Yeah, super catchy music too. Yeah, whatever the hit was, I think, at the time. They would always, because, they were promoting iTunes as well, right? So yes, I bought from him. He even do customer. I love his vending machines. I want to get some of those vending machines for like train station kind of thing. That's so cool, Chris. Where did you get those made? It's a gem. His name is Dave. Well, it's Dave's Decals or Dave Art. Let me see if I can find his website, and I will tell you right away. I'm pretty sure it's Davart or Davart. Davart. Dot. I think it's net. Yeah. DAV ART.net. Dave's Decals. Let's take a journey, shall we? Actually, I can probably. Can I do it on here? Do. I always forget. I'm using a MacBook now, so I've got like superpowers. Okay, so let's see if I pull it up on here. And then I'll just share it. Dav art. What? No, not right now. Okay. Dav art dot net. Not nat, net. Stupid. Okay, here we go. Net. And then we go back to Nya. And then I share my share screen. Okay, so let's go back to. Can you guys see that? If I oh yeah, I want to share this window. There we go. Okay. So let's see. I want to scratch builds, build gallery. It's been a minute since I've been here, so you'll have to forgive my lostness. Billboard signage. Let's take a look at billboard signage. So he's got a lot of these classic Texaco, Camel cigarettes. Look at that. That's awesome. Have a Coke. Have a classic Coke. Coca-Cola. And yeah, these are all like retro. Look at 7-Up. Crazy. And then, yeah, so I believe he's in the US of A. So most of the prices that you're seeing are probably American prices, USD. Pretty cool. I want to show you guys detail parts, kits. Yeah, let's do. Okay, I want to vending machine. Bam! Look at this. Okay, so that's a penny. Do you guys remember the penny? They don't exist anymore, but still. That is nuts. And it lights up as well. Yeah, it's lit up there. So he makes different vending machines. There's your Coca-Cola, your Pepsi-Cola, Dr. Pepper, which is gross. Sorry. RC Cola. And then your snack machines. These are awesome. I love these are the ones that I want. These yeah, really cool. I'd probably get the Pepsi one and the Coke one, maybe the 7-Up one, I don't know. But the Coca-Cola one is really cool. How much is it for one of those? Does it say? I don't know if it says. Either way, I'm showing you the website. There's so much stuff, all these decals and whatnot, and I wonder if he has my thing on here. More go. Ooh, I gotta erase all that. He might not, because I know it was a custom job, so he might not have it on his website. I'd probably have to message him. But they were for the Athearn bi-level cars. These would be perfect for BN Ironwood because he puts a lot of these classic posters on the sides of his buildings. But I think he also makes them as well. So, owl. Red Goose shoes. That's funny. I like a lot of the Coca-Cola signage. Classic. And a lot of these here, like you print that off, you sand it down on like from the back, and then you use white glue and you put that on the building and it looks like it's already, you know, faded. But he has like a bunch, like so many. Click on shop now. Shop now. That's just, yeah, I'll let you guys can go through it. He has a lot of stuff. Again, here, let me put the davart.net. There. No sanding needed? Oh, even better. I was sanding mine to make them like, because it's paper, right? I was making it thinner. So I would, sand it down just a little bit and then just to make it very thin. And then I would use the white glue. But yeah, I get 90% from Dave. Autocorrect it. Yeah. Yeah, it has its moments. Betty Page. Betty Page, Marilyn Monroe, you know. But yeah, so that's Dave's decals. So make sure you guys check them out. Hashtag not sponsored. I like to help out when I can. Which reminds me, I should really get a color printer. I do not have a color printer. And then this is where everyone's like, what? Why not? It's like 2026, I think. Yeah, you'd think I'd have a color printer. I don't. I don't do enough printing to justify that business. Yeah, Circuit City's pretty good. The thing I like about the Dave's decals is that like when I got the decal for doing the train car, it wasn't thin and it wasn't like it didn't break. Microscale is very thin, which you would think is really good, but at the same time, my decals from microscale always break or rip before I even get it on the model, and it's really annoying sometimes. And when I say always, I mean it's happened several times, but not every time. When he was doing those for me, though, he didn't have white as a color. So anything that needed to be white on the decal, he made clear. And then I just had to paint the car white, which I was totally fine with. I do that stuff anyways, so. I don't know if I ever showed you guys those cars that I did. It's been a long time since I did those. Um, do I have a picture of them? I probably do somewhere here. Photos. Ah, yes, I do. So this is how one of them came, right? Like this was the sheet I was telling you about the. It says more Go service, and then that's only like 3/4 of it. That's the other part of it. And then this is the other one, BMO Bank. Get your savings and investing on track. Very cool. And then, whoops. So this is the prototype. That's the real one. This is where I get my ideas from, the internet. That's what I actually do while I work. And then that was the car I did. Again, it's an Athearn, so it's not realistic. But if I did this with a like a Rapido, then it would be way better. And then another one I did. Where's the good picture of it? Because I work for Bell Canada. Whoops. The only thing it's missing, there was a different pictures of cell phones along the bottom there. I couldn't get that, so I just did the blue and white. So I painted the whole thing white, and then I added the decals for it. I did two of those. I did one that I could use on the track, and then one for my desk at work. And this is this is the other one, but this one here, it doesn't show that it's done because that's as far as one decal got me. And then that other part had to go at the very end there. So I had to line it up and make sure it was all good. And then I had to punch out all the windows. That was fun. But yeah, I had fun doing that. It was really cool. Um, oh yeah, this is what the original commuting just got better. Whoop. That's the real one. So I would love to do more of these one day, just because obviously the Rapido ones are way better. Oh yeah, is Todd still here? I had this one done for me a long time ago, but I think it's an Athearn blue box. Athearn blue box, I think. It's not even an RS10. I think it's an RS7. That was the closest I could find. But I had somebody paint that for me. I know I'm kind of ashamed because it's an RS7 and not a RS10, but yeah, memories. And so this is the Go train that you guys are or Rapido's making, right? And I had my eye on this 13 years ago, and I'm like, I'd love to have that. So what did I do? I took my one of my oldest locomotives, which is a Santa Fe Jeep 40. I don't know if you can see this, but I did like this was my first custom paint job. And it was like 13 years ago. It's so terrible. And then I found some really cruddy passenger cars and I painted them silver and I put a little Go logo on them. Oh, it was terrible. But you know, we all start somewhere. Like I say, the first step to being really good at something is to be kind of sort of bad at it. So, yeah, that's how that started. But I'm glad that you guys are finally making those. Now I feel less bad. Yeah, keep the dream alive. That's right. Yeah, it was a Jeep 40, and that locomotive is older than me. Um, it's a really old locomotive. You are Rapido's official competition. I doubt it. If anything, it's like so back in I don't know how many years ago it was. I could probably show you actually. This isn't a the proof is in the pudding type thing, but um I was really into all the raps, right? I did that one. I let's see which I was, you know, because I was planning on doing that one and the CBC one, and I had started the home hardware one. I did the Telus one for Big CW. I wonder if that's here. Yeah, I did the Telus one for Big CW, but this one has the Olympic logo at the back, not the giant flower. And I started collecting all these Walthers F40s. And I had at one time, I had about 8 or 9 of them, and they were all different numbers. And I'm like, "Ah, I'm gonna do all the custom wraps and all that." But they were all DC, and I'm like, that's depressing. And within a couple of years or even a year of me starting that, guess who announced it? Rapido. And I'm like, well, I'm getting rid of all these really old because they were the old Walthers. Remember when Walthers had a white box with the giant foam insert? Yeah, they were all from way back in the day. So the details were very, you know, minimal and not as accurate. Mind you, even the ones today where they come in the blue box, which I'll show you here, because I've got one. Whoops. So this is a Walthers, and Perry, Trains by Perry, he actually did this one for me, which I'm very happy about. And I have to get him to do the steam generator unit, but you would never know it's a Walthers, and here's why. He put the correct pilot on it. This is a Canadian pilot, opposed to the American one that comes on the Walthers one. Then he added all the grab irons. All the grab irons. Wait, are there yeah, there's grab irons on there. Can't see because they're white and it's all white. Then he painted these blue, painted those blue, painted this blue. He went all out on this, and very happy with it. It's DCC and sound, and yeah, except for obviously like if you look at the fans, right? It's not the etched metal fans. Whatever, it still runs really well. But yeah. That didn't hurt too much. The Superman wrap. Do you mean Spider-Man? Because Spider-Man was on the side of the F40. I don't remember Superman. Yeah, I wouldn't say official competition. I would say like I endorse this product. I'm like full support. Which is like it's weird, right? Because all I ever do is talk about Rapido stuff, and all I ever buy is Rapido stuff, and then Lionel gets sponsored by Rapido, and it's like I've never seen him even run a train. Oh well. But I can dream. I can dream. Because I definitely full on support their products. They had 2 or 3 with Superman. An F40 PH with Superman. I don't ever remember. I know they had Spider-Man. There was a casino for Quebec. They had one. There was a bunch of stars going down the side. There was a Budweiser. I was talking about this with Lauren the other day, and we were like not listening, listing them all off. And I'm like, what would be neat, you know? I don't remember Superman being on an F40. The whatchamacallit. What they would have to pay to get the rights for something like that would be crazy. That's probably why they didn't do the Spider-Man one. I'm gonna put some vents together as well here because this whole thing has got to dry. I'm not gonna try doing anything with it until it fully dries. Which the alcohol, it does, absorb pretty quickly, and because it is wood, it doesn't sit on top. It absorbs into it. So yeah, please, yeah, email me a picture. I'm on all the socials. You know where to find me. I'd be very, very interested to see that. I'm not calling you a liar, but I'm really intrigued, and I've never seen it. And it's something weird if I've never seen it. Because, again, I do all that train stuff instead of working when I should be working. Don't tell my boss. I should probably have a job doing something train related. That way I'd actually do my job. Um, so it's just a lot of small pieces now. I'm going to glue a lot of these together, and then I'm going to have to sand them and then figure out how I want my HVAC system, how it's all going to go. Do I have any more clamps? I think I'm out of clamps. That should be okay. Some of these are very, very simple to put together. Very straightforward stuff, right? And the glue dries pretty quick. Swap these out. So Thursday we've got GVO After Dark, and I think we're going to do something a little different this month for GVO After Dark. So, but I'm not going to tell you what that is. You'll just have to tune in and find out. Might have a special guest or might not. Who knows? Not 100% yet. Yeah, I wanted to do. There was another wrap that I wanted to do. I think it was the was it for the Leafs? It's a Go Leafs Go, but the Go was obviously the Go logo, and the entire side of the train was blue as well. That was another wrap I wanted to do. Yeah, I was really hoping someone was going to do the, it's an SD75ICC, the new CN. I'm pretty sure it's a rebuild with the suicide um, crisis hotline number on the side. I think the front end looks like a regular CN logo, but the back end is purple. Uh, it's very cool. It looks very cool, and obviously it's a wrap, right? So I really like my wraps. But who will do it? I think it's just Walthers and Athearn that have the tooling currently for the SD75 or the SD75I, I think. So you're kind of at the mercy of one of these guys to kind of do it. All right, there we go. So I got a bunch of those vents done. They're all gonna glue. This is washed. This is put together so I can start adding the detail inside. Maybe sponge a bit of the color as well, and then hopefully start adding details. I'm not going to put the roof on it yet, but I'll show you. They give you a little roof here, and that goes on top. And then there is a little hole there where you can put a light. The light goes in there, and then it'll light up this area. So that's kind of neat. But we'll do that another day. Just checking here. Yeah, it looks all right, I think. Might have to lighten it in a few spots here, and then work on a couple little detail parts. But other than that, I kind of like the look of it. So we'll have to do more work on it next week because I worked a 10-hour today, so I'm pretty beat, pretty tired, and we just did another 2 hours here. So go check out Bien Ironwood. He's either live or going to be live real soon. Oh, thanks. He's still there. Are you what time are you live at? Is it 9 or 10? He'll let us know. But regardless, I will let this dry and I'm gonna go sleep. And we'll see you guys next week. Don't forget, Monday night is Off the Track or Off the Rails Monday. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be on James's channel. And then, of course, Thursday is GVO After Dark. So tune into that. That'll probably be around 7 o'clock. And then we'll start this thing all over again next month. 9 when you hit the end, I'll start. Okay, sounds good. So for anybody who wants to watch Bien Ironwood, go over to his channel. He's working on an ITLA kit as well. I'm pretty sure that's what you're working on tonight, I think. But yeah, enjoy. Thanks, everybody. You have yourself a great night. But I've got a train to catch, so see ya.